Hey everybody, this is Grace, and I'm on my way to go get us something to eat for a change. Past few days, it's been, the weather's been too bad here in north central Texas, north of Dallas. My voice is going out. It's been going out for weeks. It goes out all the time, actually, for years, I should say. But I'm telling you, I'm so glad to be able to get out. One day I was able to, during it for a short while, and being stuck in the house after I've been mainly in the house for 2 years, except to go out in my SUV right there, usually, or down the road. But anyway, when sometimes drive through. But it just seems like I've been way too isolated over these past 2 years. But anyway, I wanted to talk about something that happened to me. I put up a little short on one of my channels about it, and about me having to rush to go to the doctor and wound up with a big old bump on my head. Well, that's the reason I went to my doctor. I had an appointment set up for 2 days later, but I went that day, and luckily I did because of the snow and all that. And my phone, I had to block all calls except for people that are on my contact list. And then how was I going to do a voice appointment with that doctor? They said they would do that. I said, I don't know how that would happen, because they call, like the woman told me, she said, yeah, we call from home, and these are random numbers that we go through this center or whatever she called it to do. So there's no way I was going to have them on my contact, in other words. But anyway, so I'm going all over the place here. Sorry about my throat. But so I'm going to tell this story of what happened with me getting a big old bump on my head. I mean, it's still there, and yeah, it's still there. Boy, my voice, I'm telling you. Pardon blinkers, and pardon my voice. But I wonder what that is in the road over there. Something fell off of something and sitting in the road, across behind the light. But anyway. So, it was, how many days ago? Let's see, 5-6 days ago. But anyway, Adam had gone out in the front to put do the trash. I went out also to go check my mail. It was I think the third time. I was waiting on some medication, and I really needed it to come in, and the mail hadn't came in yet. So hopefully this isn't still slick. I wouldn't think so. But anyway, so we had shut the door, and we have 2 dogs inside. Okay. Well, the youngest one, the one they were rescued, he's really full grown. He's a year old, and he's an American Pit Bull Terrier. Okay, cute as you can imagine, but he apparently got really upset that we went outside in the front. They loved going outside in the front with us. What is it about the front that they don't have in the back? I don't know. The other dogs that we had before, they did the same thing, and he apparently got really upset. Well, Adam went in first. And Adam told me, I need to drive a little faster here. Adam told me, he said from the door, he said, uh-oh, that dog, the puppy, he had knocked over a lamp. Okay, I gotta describe this lamp. This lamp has shelves on it. And at the top of it is, where the lamp is. And the other ones have shelves that are open. There's stuff that can, we put in there. You can put a vase or whatever you want to put in there. And he had knocked that over. And he had knocked it over. It landed on the desk. Well, I went there and I picked it up, put it back up front, put it back upright. And then I went around or something. Now the desk also can be used as a table. It's big. It's really hardwood. And it's a nice one. It can be used as a table, so if I call it a table, it's just I go back and forth between which one I want to call it. But I use it as a desk, which my desktop computer's on top of it, and so on. So I go, it had knocked the stuff that was on the shelves off on the floor. Okay. So, you know, of course, you know, I'm picking those up. Well, the room, we have solar screens on our whole house. And it usually makes every room kind of dim. And I think the lights were off, or not off, but maybe one was, or the lamp was on. And I don't know if anybody's going to be coming this way or what. Yeah, I'm going to go. But anyway, so you know, I picked up the lamp and it was still on, and it's pretty light in there, but it wasn't so light. Now, it had hit the desk, okay, and on top of the desk, on the very corner where I was standing, there was a white little drawers, you know, the kind of plastic container kind of drawers for, like, you can put the size of a spiral notebook in it, and there are 3 of them. Well, that was on the very edge, but what I didn't figure out until I got back from the doctor's office was the lamp, when it fell, it had pushed that those little drawers over, so when I bent down to pick it, the corner of the desk was exposed, and I didn't know it, because the way I would see it is that's the edge where the white little drawers were. If that makes any sense. So in other words, I bent down to pick up stuff, and bam, I hit my head on that corner of that black desk. Bad. I mean, it was bad. And you know, it wasn't so much pain from hitting it. It was like I hit it hard. Okay, I'm a tall woman, bending down. You know, I just kind of bent down with my, you know, the head hit that. Oh, bad. Seriously, really bad. Okay, so I immediately went to the, you know, the little half bath and looked in the mirror to see, you know, if anything. And you could see the corner of the desk, the shape of the corner of the desk on my forehead, but it was already turning colors. And I mean, and that does not happen to me. Of course, it was the forehead, so maybe. But I've never had that happen, and it scared me. So I called the doctor's office and said, "Can y'all work me in today?" And they said, "Yeah." It was actually the nurse practitioner. Say the doctor's office, just let's have it. But so you know, we went. Adam went there, and anytime anything happens to me, my blood pressure goes really high, and it was really high. So I need to order here. So I need to call. Okay, I went there, but I decided I don't want anything from there. I don't know what I want. Maybe across the street if they have any parking. Usually they don't, but no, you got to get out and go in there. It's a really small place. I love the food, but no, I got to figure out what I'm going to get now. Nothing just seemed to, for the price. I mean, God, so much has gone up. So anyway, real life is happening in the middle of this video. How am I going to get across that street? Maybe I should go the other direction. Go somewhere else. Anyway, so where was I? I was talking about that, you know, I'd hit the head so hard it was not even funny. So what are you going to do? You're going to sit there. So I hit the head, went to the doctor's, and one of the things I'm glad I asked, because this would have really driven me crazy. But I said, so you're located over here? And they said, oh no, we moved. And I'm thinking, you know, how many other people have been there thinking it's there, and it's not there anymore. They've moved. And they just don't offer that up. You know, to me, you know, if somebody, especially if you're really paying attention to your job and you see how long it's been since they've actually been in the office, you would say, oh, and we have moved. But I'm glad I asked, because they had moved. And so we had to find a place. And I hadn't been to it, but I've been by it, I think. And Adam said he goes there too for some tests and for lab tests. So anyway, when I got in, none of them were wearing, the two or three people who were up front. There was nobody else in the office, but none of them were wearing, including the woman who went went back and took my vitals. No, nothing on their face. You know what I'm saying? It was like, what? Okay, today is February 27th, 2022. And it was surprising. I was doubled. Okay, yeah, I had double on. And plus, I've had mine. So, my other stuff, I'm avoiding those words. But it just blew my mind. Then they take me back to this little small office. And there they're going to, have me in a little small, room, and along with one with none. I'm like, oh my goodness. But they're very expensive too, by the way. I'm serious. I don't have health insurance. I'm a homemaker in Texas. Yeah. And the cost I had actually looked up the last time was something like $900 a month or so. Crazy. It was crazy. Okay. That's the cheap one. Really? I don't think so. In Texas. So, yeah. Not gonna happen. But anyway, so I'm just would the word be, the old-fashioned word be, flabbergasted? Really? So, I'll go through it. I have to be there, or I'm going to have to go to the ER, and that's going to be one little visit. It's going to be several $1,000s. And yeah, seriously, I was in the ER last year, but because of the dog, the other dog. Anyway, so I go there. They do all that, and they're kind of like rude to me, and I'm like, Mean Girls. Oh my God, here we go. And these days, I see a lot more Mean Girls. The adult Mean Girls. I don't know what that place is over there. Cosmetic surgery. Okay. So anyway, these adult Mean Girls. And by the way, when I got in there, I realized I had just left, and our house has these solar screens, so it's kind of dark, and I had two different colors. It was the same color. It was actually purple sweat, because it had sweats because it was getting cold and all that, and then a shirt that has purple lining. Purple around the bottom of it's gray and purple. It's from Lane Bryant, but anyway, they didn't match. Nothing matched, and I had my hair when Adam and I left. I had my hair down. My hair is really naturally curly, and the front part of it, if it's is straight. I don't get it, but the rest of it is curly. I never have gotten that. But so I figured it might look kind of shabby. So Adam had put one of my hair scrunchies kind of thing was on his the shift for his car. So I put that in my hair, just put it around in a ponytail, and that's when I went in there. I looked probably horrible. With a big old bump on my head and my forehead and all this other stuff. And when I went in, boy, this is all over the place, but okay. So when I went into the office, there was something strange going down. It's a real nice place, but just something just seemed odd on what's going on in the with some people in the bottom of it, near the elevator. So I took the stairs up. I had planned on taking the stairs up anyway. When I got to the top of the stairs, it's ones that you go up one part of it, and then you turn, and then you go up the other part of it. It was all glass, and kind of like glass and steel. And when I got up to the very top, I had a mini panic attack. I have not had one in years, because it was so much glass and all, and I could see underneath, and oh my goodness, it caused a mini panic attack. I was breathing heavy too. I hadn't walked stairs in years, seriously, probably over 2 years, and but that panic attack on top of it. Okay, so I'm going there. Here I am. I'm breathing heavy, and I'm mismatched and. Hair, yeah, you get the picture, and a bump on my head. So, and anyway, I was just kind of like shocked. Felt like I was in shock, because here I am in a doctor's office, and they have nothing on their faces. Really? So I go back. So they put me in the room immediately, and that nurse practitioner, she came in there with somebody else. They don't introduce anybody these days. I don't know what it is, how much trouble it is to have to introduce who is this other person with you. And I was just wanting to get, listening to her, the nurse practitioner, and just go on, And so this other woman was there, and they both had something on their faces. Glad somebody has brains, but considers other people, in a doctor's office. Yeah. So anyway, I should have gone over there. That's where I'm going to go. So I just turned around. So let's see. Okay, maybe I fixed that thing. It was bugging me. But the mount for my camera. So anyway, so I go, and the nurse practitioner is just rushing. Oh my goodness, unbelievably rushing. And I even told her at one point, I said, that's a lot to take in. And she laughed. She said, yeah, it is. I'm going to go sit here and finish this video before I go up there. Hopefully the freaking place is open. It doesn't look open, but somebody's there. Anyway, just sit for a minute. Yeah, I used to come here all the time and make videos. I better put myself back in. But anyway, so there I am. Okay. She's rushing through this stuff. I have questions I want to ask because, I was supposed to have an appointment 2 days later for, follow-up. I mean, not follow-up, but, to renew my prescriptions and all. So I want to get everything done. And I had questions about, like, why my hands have this. I know what it is. And like she said, dry skin. But they get deep cuts, okay? And now I started doing it on my feet and right around my ankle. And it's due to lack of humidity. And I have a humidifier, and I told her that. Well, she was saying so much, and she was talking so fast. I'm like, here I am with a bump on my head. So I don't know. I'm not medical, but I was thinking, this bump on my head, I'm not getting all this in. I have a genius IQ, but it was like, whoa, what? She was talking so fast. She really rushed, and the woman behind her was just standing there stoic. Like, what the crap? She was probably, the stoic woman was probably like maybe 40s, maybe. I'm like, rude, I don't like that. But anyway, so to move on from here, she, we talked to them, and they're kind of being a little funny. Well, they walk out, but then they come back or something like that. And I had taken that thing from my hair, and I did it. I don't have a mirror or anything, but I took the parts that I know they're usually straight, and I put them in the rubber in the scrunchie. And I know how it looks. It looks pretty. It does. And I have long hair. The longest part is down to my waist, and I'm a tall person, so it's long. It's very, very curly, and which is pretty. And I've been told enough it's pretty, and I know it's pretty. But it's hard to deal with. I don't curl it. I don't do anything like that. It's just naturally curly. And if I wash it and just let it dry by itself, it curls like that. It's pretty. So anyway, so I did that while they were out. And I don't know why, like I said, bump on my head. I'm trying to do everything with a bump on my head. And so I do that. Well, when I go back out, all of a sudden, these women were so sweet to me. And I said, was that really, well, mean girls are like that. And in my experience, the more histrionic behaviors, I'm not diagnosing, but their behaviors are kind of, they're superficial, they're, this type. So yeah, they would be superficial, and that makes a difference. They were so sweet to me when I came back out, and like show me a lot of respect. Before then, you see what I'm saying? I thought it was weird. Okay, so I go home. Adam had driven me, and then Adam's not good in any kind of situation where, it's like, he's just not good. He just gets too intense. He does. And I don't need that whenever I know my blood pressure, and it was high. It was 214/70, so the top part was high. And So anyway, I didn't like my experience, and before when I went there, I liked my experience. So, and I always knew that. I've always said this to myself: if I like it, let's give it a chance. That whole thing of people love bombing you, they call it. It doesn't have to be a person that wants you in a relationship. That kind. It can be any kind of relationship: doctor, nurse practitioner, nurse. Patient, that kind of thing. And I had, so I had reservations, but I don't even know if I really had reservations. But when I spoke to someone on the phone to make not that one, but before, to make the appointment I was supposed to have 2 days later, she was kind of like infantilizing me, and I did not appreciate it. She was around my age, too. I was like, I don't know. I think she may have gotten fired. Maybe. She's no longer there. But anyway, so we go home. At that point, after we got home, I had not been out again, I don't think. Until, when was it? I guess 2 days later. Yeah. Or 3 days later, when there was a break in the weather. I was actually okay with going from the house into my SUV to sit there. It wasn't freezing cold, and there wasn't ice on because we had a lot of ice and snow and stuff. Not a lot, but enough. I mean, it doesn't need a lot. But so I go in there and I try to make a video. If you think this video is bad, oh my goodness, that video, it was short. It was 5 minutes and some 35 seconds or something. And while I was doing it, I could tell I couldn't think straight. I couldn't think of what I wanted to say. And what I was saying was really worse than my usual kind of rambling. And, I mean, I'm talking really bad. And I sat there and I had these composition books I'd written some stuff in. And I look at them and I'm like, I don't know. What should I do? I don't know. I'm all by myself here in the SUV in front of my house. I didn't go anywhere. And later on that day, I thought, I have a mild concussion. Yeah, now I've had a mild concussion before. I've had a concussion before. I was in an auto accident, and when a guy sideswiped me, it was not my fault, and I was in a truck. This was back in the 90s. And I was in a truck going about 40. I was going the speed limit. And there was a truck in front of him that turned in front of me real fast, and he wasn't supposed to. And the guy in a little bitty car behind him couldn't see me, and he sideswiped me. I was going south. It hit me so hard, my truck, it turned it around to where it was facing north. Well, I don't know how many days it was later. Adam was in California. I drove myself to the ER, and they said, ma'am, did you know that you have a mild concussion? No, I didn't know, but I'd driven myself there. But I know that day I was thinking, I want something to eat. I'm going to drive. I said, no, I should not drive. A couple of days or so ago, no, I shouldn't drive. Something's not right. And then later on I said, yeah, I have a mild concussion, And it was Friday. Today's Sunday. Or was it Thursday? Thursday night. Anyway, whatever night it was, like I said, bump on my head. I'm fine now. At least I think so. I'm probably going to have to listen to this and see if I'm sounding even worse than my usual, but you know what I'm saying? Okay, but anyway, yeah, I don't feel that same way. Like I said, I think it was very mild, from bam, hitting that, like I said, I'm a tall woman, bending down really fast to pick up something, so I was in a hurry, and bam. I'm telling you, these puppies, these two rescue puppies, we have one, we got, the older one is now 2.5, and he was 1.5 months when we got him. 2.5 years old, and now he's 1.5 months. And the other one was 9 months, was it? And now he's a year. But anyway, those two have been like, I am worried. They cause so many problems. That the older one, he knocked me down one time, and oh my goodness, I had at least I didn't have a bump on my head, but my nose was bruised, the top of it. I wear glasses, and I fell flat on my face, literally fell flat on my face. And the arm, I had something in my right hand, And so I try to catch myself. It's happened so fast, of course, with my left hand, and it hurt, and my shoulders hurt, and the bumps on the leg where he hit me. The other one that hit me last night, I probably have bruises on my legs. The other one. But these dogs, I'm telling you, I'm like, are y'all trying to kill me? And Adam and I both, we said, well, now that we're older, we're going to have to learn to move slower. We do. And these two, they've taught me to move slower and to constantly look down while I'm walking. Because they'll come running right in front of me, and, they both have done that. And the other ones did that, but not as much. They were older dogs, so they've learned. And, but anyway, it wasn't until I got home, from that, and I said, now I see how I did it, how I missed that the desk was there, was because the lamp had pushed the, like I said earlier, had pushed those little drawers over, so I would have been able to tell. But, yeah. So, okay, and also I want to say, over the past couple of years, I guess, I have noticed, I'm older, I'm 58, and, when you get in your 50s, this is what I've been told, your eyes change and all that. And so I do have what they call computer glasses. I just call them my readers. But that really doesn't help me to read because I'm nearsighted. I take my glasses off to read. But to use the computer, and they call them computer glasses. And I need different glasses than I usually wear. The ones I wear all day long, I can see far off, okay? And I can change them, like if I forget I've done that before and go out and I've had my readers on instead, I can see, to drive and stuff, but it's not as clear. Anyway, but more recent, like I said, maybe over the past couple of years, maybe, I have noticed that my depth perception is off. It is. Like, I'll fix myself a plate of food, and it looks like, you fix yourself a plate of food, and it looks normal. But then I walk, then when I go to, like, I move it from the kitchen to something else to eat. And I look at it, and I'm like, I put too much on my plate. That kind of thing. It's weird, too. Same glasses. It's like, that's just so weird. And then, the reason I'm saying that was when I left that doctor's office and went back down those stairs, the ones that I got to the top of and had a panic attack. A mini panic attack. It was a major one, or I would have been stuck right there. If it had been a major one like I used to have years ago, I would not have been able to move from that spot. Yeah. So, anyway, so when I went back down them, I realized, oh my goodness, my depth perception, D-E-P-T, right? Perception is way off. Because, and I'm tall, remember, and when I would go down, put one foot on the next step, it was like I really couldn't tell how far it was down. You see? It was weird. It was really weird. And I didn't like that at all, because I usually take the stairs because I do have panic disorder, or did. I do. I'm just going to say I do. It's very rare. I haven't had them for years. But I don't take the elevators because I have been on more than one runaway elevator. I'm talking that goes up and down and doesn't stop. And one time I had pneumonia. I was leaving work because I was really ill. Got stuck on one. I couldn't get off of it. Finally, they let me, helped me out to get out, and went to the doctor, and they said I had pneumonia. But and then when the main one I remember was when I was a kid, and I think it was one of my sisters that kept pushing all the buttons, and it was going up and down and wouldn't stop. Yeah, so I'm not a fan, and I have trouble on elevators. I don't know what it is. It's like jinx. I don't believe in jinx, but anyway, I usually take the stairs wherever I go, but maybe I need to stop doing that because that knee that I hurt 2 years ago. Yeah, I never was able to get PT and physical therapy or anything for it. So anyway, I'm gonna go and order us something to eat at Wiener Schnitzel. Wiener Schnitzel. Wasn't it at one time called Der Wiener Schnitzel? Had D-E-R in front of it a long time ago. I don't know if you're in the United States if they had them or have them, but I remember that it was called Der Wiener Schnitzel. So anyway, I'm rambling, and you know what? I don't care. So I wanted to make a video about. I've made videos recently about how weird it is these days for me on YouTube. I need to make more on that. So I'm going to go get me something to eat. Maybe I'll make a little bit of it, a shorter video about that. I'll talk to you on another video.